nuts and bolts, circuits and smiles. Nuts and bolts.
Hello Transformers fans. Oh my god, it's the world's smallest Transformers explosion. Alright guys, so I've got a few different items here that I've picked up since the last time that I've done a video that I wanted to go ahead and show off for you guys. Two of the three are knockoffs. So the first item that I got was a knockoff version of the world's smallest Transformer Optimus trailer. It's basically like the original. These little things swing out to the side. It's gray. It's got the sticker on the side for Optimus's piece, his little sticker display piece, and the Autobot symbol. And I'm seeing the Autobot symbol here, and I don't remember if that's in the right spot or not. Kind of seems like maybe it should have been back here, but maybe I'm wrong. But anyways, the trailer opens up. I've got a bunch of extra stuff stored in here, and he does come with some extra stuff. He comes with a couple of Optimus Prime guns for your world's smallest Transformer Optimus to not hold, because if you have the original world's smallest Transformer Optimus, he doesn't actually have handholds. But if you order this trailer in conjunction with one of the knockoff ones, one of the changes to the knockoff one is that they did drill some holes so you can hold weapons. But anyways, you split the trailer open, and Roller comes flying out. Here's Roller. You can see him. He's a super tiny guy. And then he does have a hole if you want to plug a weapon to him in, sort of like the original, which is kind of cool. There's a little tiny Roller. I'll put him right here for now so you can see him in the background. But anyways, the trailer has a little side pieces here, and then it actually has a little functional drone repair bay thing, which is cool. This piece comes down. It has super tiny, I thought it had opening pinchers. It looks like it does, but it's not wanting, oh, there it goes. Alright, so it does have opening pinchers. As you can see, since it flipped up, it does actually have the opening cockpit, although mine doesn't like to stay up very well. But there's the cockpit. You can see the little cockpit details there, which is kind of cool. The missiles are molded on. But it's a really cool piece. I had the original trailer, which didn't have all this inside stuff, although it did come with Roller. But I sold all of that stuff in like mid-2000s, like 2005, 2006, something like that. And I really regretted it, so I was happy I was able to get this guy for a decent price online. Anyways, there's that trailer. The next piece that I got is the Heroes Toymaker World's Smallest Transformers Ultra Magnus. And the big difference is we did get an Ultra Magnus, of which, again, I did have at one point or another, and I sold it. But he didn't have the trailer, and this is a world's smallest interpretation of that trailer, which is really cool. It's fairly accurate to the original, not that the original was really complicated or anything. It does have a couple of changes. One of the things you can see is the waist piece and the chest piece, which used to be separate, is molded into the toy now. The back pieces here still do come out, although they're obviously a little floppy. But they do come out. And it does lock into place, which I've not seen a lot of people show. It has a cool locking mechanism that I like to show off. Here's the missiles. We pop those off because they are removable. One of the things I thought was kind of neat is, for those of you that know the history of it, this piece used to be able to come out on the original Ultra Magnus, and you could take the head, and there's a little hole in the head, and you'd be able to pop it onto the ship. If I can get it in there. Sort of like that. It's kind of hard to see, and you'd have like little guns on the ship, which is cool. And this does that. Obviously, this piece doesn't come out, so it's kind of useless, but if you wanted to, you could do that. This guy does come with stickers, too. I've never put them on. Probably should get around that to one of these days. But anyways, let's go ahead and start with the transformation. So, just like the original, there's the little pegs here that you release, and then this splits and comes down, and there's little hole right here with two pegs on it that clicks onto this little block. And I was initially a little bit worried about that since it's just a small toy, but quality-wise, this has held up really well. I was really surprised. Anyways, you push the arms up, shoulders up and the arms up, just like that. And another change that they did is the elbow joints here are ball jointed, which is kind of cool. So I told you about a really cool little locking mechanism. So what you'll see is I can't move this. This isn't moving on its own. But what the reason for that is if you look on the back here, there's these little locking tabs. You slide this to the side, slide this to the side, you move it up freely, which is awesome, but then it's still loose again. So what you do is after you have it in place, take those locking tabs, slide them back into place, and now he doesn't move. I think the original had something like that, if I remember correctly, but I just thought that was really cool for this little tiny toy. Anyways, let me set that down. This is the knockoff War for Cybertron Magnus. One of the things that you can do to make sure if yours is an original or a knockoff or not is, first off, I don't believe the head on the original had the blue paint on it like that, but the other thing is the feet. The feet on this are plastic. A lot of people don't realize this, but the original War for Cybertron Optimus mold, both of them had metal feet. Soundwave has metal feet. Starscream and the other jet mold that was made with Starscream has metal feet. And if you don't believe me and you can't tell, if you take the feet, and this is going to sound kind of silly, if you take the feet and you put them on your tongue, you will definitely feel that they're metal. I don't know if there's lead in toys and stuff these days. I don't know what a great idea that is to tell you, but that is one way that you can tell. So anyways, here is that Magnus in robot mode. I'm going to go ahead and transform him partway back so that I can do the full Ultra Magnus thing. I usually lower the feet just a little bit. So the way that this works, which is different than the original, is obviously there's bumpers here, and there's these two little slots here, and this guy just slides down on the slots there, and that holds him into place fairly well. Well enough for display and fiddling. So let me put him back, and you can see I got these extra parts laid out here, which I'll bring forward. He comes with like 2 Optimus guns and then 2 of these Magnus guns. These are the original style guns that he had, which are pretty cool. I didn't show this, but the cab Magnus can hold him like that, and then it's got a bigger handle here so that this Magnus can hold the same gun. Kind of a neat little trick. So there's really tiny fists that are probably hard to make out right now in my video, but there's these little tiny fists with little holes, and you just take them and slot them if you've got the right fist, which I think I do. Let's see here. Yep. Just slide that right into that peg hole and it'll fit in nicely. Do the same thing with the other side. And there we have some fists. And let me focus back in. And then you take the head, pop it over the cab Magnus head, and it gives you that. And then you can take the 2 shoulder rockets. There's little holes to peg those into place right here on the shoulders. The neat thing is they put an extra peg hole on here. The original Ultra Magnus couldn't have them both the same height, but this guy can, which is cool. And then of course you can hold his either of his weapons. If I can get it into the fist. Did not have this problem when I wasn't doing a review. That's the way it goes sometimes. Anyways, go ahead and zoom in there so you can see it. And there is the world's smallest Transformers Ultra Magnus, which is pretty cool. Size comparison wise, here, let me set him down here. I'll transform. This is an official world's smallest. This is Sideswipe, of course. Just transform him real quick because these are obviously real hard to transform. Anyways, there's Sideswipe. And you can see in Magnus mode, he is really big. It's almost not world's smallest, but it is because this was pretty much the scale for the original toys. This guy was a big guy. So anyways, another scale comparison I'll do with Magnus real quick is, here's a Legends class. This is Legends class Bumblebee. Let me transform him real quick. And here you can see them next to each other. And that's a pretty good scale, I think. If you're going for robot mode, they scale really well with the Legends class figures. So let me put them back, and we will get to the last guy that I got. which is this little bloke right here. So this is the official, this one's not a knockoff, this is the official World's Smallest Transformers Hot Rod, which is a really cool little guy. He comes with both of the guns that the original one had, done in kind of a painted silver, which looks really nice. It's the same silver as his arm pipes there and his leg pipes. But they fit in little tiny peg holes on his hands, so you can take those off. And the one QC thing I will say with this particular figure, and I've seen a couple other people complain about it too, is his head just doesn't want to lock and stay in place. If I do that, it moves, which is silly. But usually you can get it to stay in place. It wouldn't be real hard to take some super glue or something to keep it locked in place or whatever. I just haven't done it yet. It's a pretty minor gripe. In general, this guy's actually not very fun. He was one of the last pieces I wanted. I never got it in the original time I was collecting World's Smallest, and he's okay, but he's really fiddly and kind of not super fun to transform. I actually don't recommend this guy. But I will go ahead and transform him for you. He transforms pretty much exactly the same as the original. You take the back here and swing it around. The back can come off, by the way. It's just basically got a little peg and hole tab. Although it is kind of neat, they did mold the seat stuff, even though this isn't transparent plastic for the window. But anyways, so you flip that around, flip the motor engine down, put the hood down just like that. Let's see here, it's been a while. Flip the feet in. That is one difference, is the feet are independent now. So you can flip one in, or are not independent now, so you can only flip them in as a set. There's a little ball joint here, which is obviously a new thing. But you just flip it in so that the pipes are on the outside, fold the arms in like that, and then collapse the feet in, and this piece here even spins around. I never really understood what the point of that was, but it was an official transformation step, so I will show it. And now that we're all done, we have World's Smallest Hot Rod in vehicle mode, and he looks really nice. This is probably how I usually keep him in my collection. My friend Josh got me, like maybe I think last year for Christmas, not this 2011 year, but for like 2010, I got Metroplex. And my plan was I was going to get my World's Smallest guys together and put them in there with Metroplex. And on the box art, a lot of times Hot Rod was shown with Metroplex. So that's how he's going to be working in my collection, a little tiny Hot Rod to go on my Metroplex. But unless you're going to display this guy in vehicle mode, I really don't recommend him. I don't think they're very neat. You can still find these on eBay, usually pretty cheap. I think I got this one for like 15 or 20 bucks. These Ultra Magnuses are not cheap. I think I paid like 50 bucks for this guy. It might not have been that much. I might not be remembering correctly. Granted, I got these guys several months ago now, and I just now got around to reviewing them. But I thought Ultra Magnus was worth it. He's a really cool bot. He's well done. He came with stickers, and they were like G1 type stickers. They weren't the typical knockoff stickers. I can't speak to the quality of them since I haven't applied them, but I think they're nice. So yeah, this is nice. I liked the trailer who I got from the same guy. If you're interested in World's Smallest, I'd say go out and pick these two up. Probably ignore this guy unless you're a big Hot Rod fan. So anyways, this is Portudork, and I will talk to you guys later.